Yeah, 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 yeah. Should I say he's a gamer?
Well, you didn't give me a chance.
Okay.
You just turned to me and said, "You're supposed to say his word."
So, guys, we are doing Crazy Taxi. If you didn't know,
Ba-dum!
it's an awesome. So, if you like car games, I guess you might like it. It's like it's like a game where it's like you have. If you've ever played like cooking games where you have an amount of time, it's kind of like that. But you have to try
Cooking games, like Overcooked. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean like how you get points, kind of like you have time. But you're in a taxi giving people car rides, and if you get in time, faster than time, you get more money. You get money by like tricks. Like it's awesome and it's super crazy by the name.
Yeah. So Crazy Taxi, though, we have it. Like you probably saw here on the Nintendo GameCube. But it originally was an arcade game that then came out on this bad boy, the Sega Dreamcast. I don't have it for the Dreamcast. I actually just picked up a Dreamcast at a yard sale.
Yeah.
I don't know, a couple weeks ago. So I'm really excited. Hopefully, some future Raising the Gamer videos. We dive into the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that looks
but
cool.
Crazy Taxi was one of the kind of original Sega Dreamcast games that really got that system going. And like Cool Knight said, this game is crazy. It has a great soundtrack by a band called, do you remember their name?
Something leaves. Yeah.
The Offspring.
Yeah, I knew.
So definitely before your time.
I knew something like a spring or something because Offsprings.
Yeah. The Offspring. They were big when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So just a couple of years older than you is when they were pretty popular, and I was really a fan of them until they had an album called Americana, which to me was just way too much. Kind of a sellout album where they became more pop and less kind of alternative rock. But the stuff on here is kind of more a throwback to their alternative stuff. And I really, really do enjoy popping this game in, listening to some alternative rock, especially The Offspring. At the time, probably a top 10 band of mine that I really did enjoy. But yeah, like you said, the purpose of this game is to what?
Get, like, money, I guess.
Get money. Yeah, so you're trying to give as many rides as possible.
Yeah.
Now, do the rules of the road really apply in this game?
No, you can go off-road.
You can do anything. You can ram into people. The idea is to go from point A to point B as quick as possible. Now, you do get, like you said, you get points if you kind of do stunts. Like if you're really close to another car without hitting it, you'll get like a tip basically from the passenger. However, if you're slow, what happens?
You have a timer. It depends on like the type of person, I guess. And so if the timer runs out, the person will get mad at you and then jump out the car.
Yeah, sometimes they'll call you a name. You won't get your fare, which is what it's called, the fee that it's called from taking a taxi. And this has kind of been interesting too because taxis are still around. But first off, we don't live in a really big city where people take taxis. It's not like we live in New York, Chicago, LA. We're definitely not in a big metropolitan area. We're in a small town. And, Ubers are kind of pushing taxis out. So by the time you're my age, who knows if taxis will even still be a thing. So this is kind of a fun throwback. It's kind of like seeing a phone booth around. It's just kind of an old relic. Okay, so Cool Knight, though. Let's talk about some of the fun times we had when playing Crazy Taxi because we just barely picked this up. I mean, we've had this game for a little while, but we just barely started playing this, me and you, a couple weeks ago.
About 2 weeks, maybe.
And this is one that I don't have any childhood memories of. I had heard of it as a kid. I never owned a Dreamcast. I never owned Crazy Taxi. Didn't ever get it on any of the other systems that it since came out on.
Yeah.
Like I said, until finding this copy of Crazy Taxi. It looks like a dog bit off the bottom or something. But this one's definitely got some wear on it. You can't really see from the video. It's got a big water stain. This isn't one of my nicer copies of the game. Yeah, until just a couple weeks ago was the first time I even played it. But what did you think as we played it? Because you had some great reactions.
I liked it. I really did. I just feel like the timing needs to be a little better in the game.
What do you mean by that?
Because I feel like 3 minutes is not a lot of time. I feel like in 3 minutes, or like depending on your time that you have less time, I should think the drivers should pay you a little bit more than they do.
Okay.
And then more time, I think they should pay you a little less than they do.
So to explain this, there's basically two options in this game. You can play a 3-minute run, or you can play a 5-minute run.
I'm pretty sure there's like 4.
Well,
like
those are the two main modes: is the 3-minute run or the 5-minute run. And the way that these things work is when you go to pick up a passenger, there's going to be a circle, like kind of like a halo around the person, and it's going to be a different color. The yellows, the yellows, the oranges, and the reds are going to be your shortest distances, where your like greens are going to be your longer distances. The shorter distance, your fare, the amount you get paid, is going to be less, but you can get there faster and get more of them. So if you're running short on your time, you're going to want to pick up a shorter distance fare, route, whatever.
Yeah.
However, you can get time added on if you go really fast. I'm not very good at this game. At the end, you get your fair amount, all the money that you earned, and then you get what's a class license. So what that is, since you obviously don't have a driver's license, but different classes of license are like in real life. Like if you can drive commercially, like if you can drive a truck, that's a different class license than my driver's license now. Just a standard driver's license doesn't allow me to drive like a big 18-wheel rig. Like I can't drive a big old semi truck, right?
Yeah.
18 wheels, 16, I don't know. But I can't drive a big truck. That's a different class license. So that's kind of the way that they rank you, and it's almost like a school grade. The higher letter grade you get, the better you do in this game, which I wasn't really getting high.
What did you get? What was your highest?
I think, I don't even know if I got a C. I know I got a D a couple times. I might have got a C.
I think I got a C as my C was my highest.
Yeah, and to be honest, I really do like this game, and I want to play more of it. But I don't think I really spent tons and tons of time to get really good at it. It's kind of like when I play you in Fortnite. You play a ton of Fortnite, you and your brother. When I play you guys, you know how to build fast. You know all the ins and outs. Whereas I just, I know the controls, but I don't play it enough to get really good at it.
Yeah.
Right? So there's definitely a difference with when you put in some serious time into a game compared to just picking it up and playing it casually.
This one, you don't even really have to learn. It's like 3 buttons. That's all.
Yeah, and the thing I like about this is it's meant to be played in short bursts. Being originally an arcade game, that's part of the reason why they set the time limit at 3 minutes or 5 minutes. It's not supposed to be something that people just play for hours straight. It's supposed to be something that you can pick up and play, which is something I really appreciate. I like longer games too, but I like something that when you're just in the mood for just to play video games for 10, 15 minutes, you can pop this in. We don't tell your mother, but we've had a couple mornings where when you guys were all ready for school, we'd play a quick round or two before you had to go out the door to school, right?
Yeah.
And that was kind of fun. That's not something you could do with a really long game like, say, Zelda Breath of the Wild or something like that. You can't just probably play it for a couple minutes.
You can, I guess.
But you can't get a whole lot done in it, right? Okay, so Cool Night. What grade would you give Crazy Taxi?
I'm gonna give it. This is hard. I'm between like a B plus and a B. I did like it. I just feel like it should be longer times. I think there's some.
You would like to have it go for like what, 10 minutes or what?
I'd just like it to be like if it was 3 minutes, I would like it It's just I need more money and just easier kind of routes and things like that. But overall, it's going to be a B.
Okay. I think this game would be, I think it still really does hold up. Even though we didn't play it on the Dreamcast, one of the things I really like about the Dreamcast games is they all have really kind of, I shouldn't say all, but a lot of the Dreamcast games I have played have these vibrant colors, kind of this bright, not all of them are cel-shaded, but this kind of cel-shaded look. They definitely look better than, like, say, PS2 games, which have a lot of real, blocky, pointy polygons to them. So I felt like this game still held up well. I felt it was still fun. The controls were still pretty good. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm gonna give it a B minus. It's fun, and I enjoyed it, but I don't see it being something as far as retro games that I play a ton of. If I'm gonna play an old retro game, I'm probably gonna play Burnout over something like Crazy Taxi. Burnout 3, that's one I still really enjoy. However, when we were playing this, you were squealing and laughing so hard when you were running into things. So it definitely does have a lot of fun to it, and it's something that I really did enjoy. But I feel like I give everything either a B or a B plus or A minus. But it was fun. But like I said, I don't see myself putting a ton of hours into it.
I don't want to wait.
Please like, share, subscribe, and until next time, guys.
It's Raising Gamer. Peace out.
See you later.
Okay. Yeah.